Welcome to Digital Asset News. Take the top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets and bring them down to bite-sized pieces. So today we got some positive news as over 6 billion in Bitcoin options are set to expire today, which sets us up for a potential $80,000 Bitcoin. But I will just warn you that what goes up must come down, and not every story tells the full tale. So we'll take a look at that. Also, a nice little piece about 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 talking about Bitcoin Cash, and Elon Musk comes out of nowhere and pretty much says, yeah, you're right. And we'll take a look at what that is and the details about what is going on and the love affair of Bitcoin Cash. And speaking about what's going on, what the heck is going on with Voyager? One of my top picks has just been kind of been trading sideways lately. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on and when I believe things are going to start to really pick up. So we'll take a look at all that. But there's a couple things I wanted to announce. First of all, we had talked about, we've been talking about NFTs for a while here, and I know people are in love with NFTs, and that's great. I like them too. I bought an NFT of Batman over on Vive. Great stuff, right? Great stuff. But some people like real art on their wall that's actually, you know, physical. And one of the a local artist or a local company reached out to me from Chicago. There are subscribers. The guy that owns it, he says, "Hey, man," he goes, "I get these. I source these." Artworks from people around the globe, different artists, and what do you think about this? It's a nice acrylic. They got a bunch of different ones. This is one of the ones that I liked, and I just asked everybody like what they thought of this artwork, and a lot of people, I mean myself included, I mean I would definitely put that on my wall, especially on one of my investment properties. And they're like, yeah, I love it. I would like to put that on my wall. So great. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a giveaway. All you got to do is just comment something about the painting or the artwork or something like that, and then we'll reach out to you and we'll pick a winner, and that could be on your wall. So if you like something like this, there's gonna be more where that came from. We're gonna give one of these away today, so just comment in below. And that is it for that. Let's see what's going on into the market. So first of all, today it is March 26th. It is 2:30 p.m. Paso, Texas time. Beautiful day, beautiful day. And just so you know, this will be my last video in El Paso for a while. We are taking off tomorrow morning for Puerto Rico, just to take a little bit of a break. And then we're going to meet up over there with a couple of people. Alex is over there. I think Paper Hands Ryan is over there. So we might be doing like a real Trade the Chains show over on Puerto Rico. I was just there for a vacation. I think these guys were there for business, but whatever. So yeah, we'll see, tell you how it all goes. But this is what's going on in the market today. First of all, yesterday when we talked about the market, how depressing was that, right? And I told you, if you're new to the market, don't worry, it's going to be all right. Because you have to understand that these markets over here in the cryptocurrency digital assets, 20% dips, 30% dips, it's just a Thursday, just a Tuesday, it doesn't really matter. Over in traditional world, that's huge, but over here, it doesn't really mean anything. So what happened today? Well, we just exactly what I told you was going to happen. If you don't like the price, just wait a little bit of time and it'll change. And that's exactly what happened. So again, these are going to happen again and again and again. So once you get used to it, especially if you're new, just understand that these things are all normal. And I told you, you know, the great thing about not going all in, like you can be like my man Diddy over at Bitcoin Family. Great channel, go check that out. I recommend it in the links, or there's a description. There's a link in the description. That's what I'm trying to say. Of Diddy and Guy and Hashoshi and Digital Dave and all the guys that I watch almost every day. So check them out. But like what he did was great. He went all in at the very beginning of 2017. He sold his businesses, his houses, kidneys, whatever he sold everything, and he put it all into Bitcoin, and worked out pretty well. But you know, for some people, when they go all in, it's a little bit scary. So for me, I just said, this is the great thing about being an investor. You can just dollar cost average, you can value cost average, or you can just go all in. I personally like the dollar cost average because yesterday is a great day, right? If I would have gone in all in the day before, I couldn't have put a bunch of money in yesterday for all the things I like to buy, like, you know, Voyager, Chainlink, Cardano, what is the other one? StormX, those types of things, right? Those like little gems that you can pick up. So it's a great day. And then what's great about, you know, the next day that comes up, well, you're like, oh, what's up? My portfolio's up. Everybody's happy. So just remember that these things are going to happen. So just keep your head on your shoulders and don't freak out, because there's going to be a lot more of these. All right. So this is what's going on in the market today. We got a $1.7 trillion market cap. let's see what we have as far as coins and how we're doing. Well, Bitcoin's up almost 4%, 54,000, especially with what we're going to talk about today. You'll understand why. Ethereum, not too great, 1669, but still in that top 2 spot, so we're happy. Tether, Binance Coin's up. Listen, everything's up. Let's see what is up and like huge, like bigly. Terra, yes, Filecoin, also up massively. Doge, for you Doge holders, and Tron. Yeah. Anyhow, that's what's going on. Let's satisfy our inner trader. Take a look at the 1 hour projected range. Let me do a close-up so you can see what I'm talking about. So when I click on that 1 hour projected range, it'll just tell us like what TraderChain thinks about is going to go up. So this is what I like about TraderChain, because I don't really deal with these things because they're off my radar, and that's why I really do need this type of information. So like if you're a trader, look at near protocol. It's a 90% accuracy. It could go up 0.5% in the next hour, maybe up to 4%, maybe down 3%. The key, what else we got? Aave could go up, Harvest, Grin, Celsius, interesting, but not too big of spreads. Today's not a really great day. All right. Well, anyhow, that's what's going on in the market. Let's jump into today's top story, shall we? And this is what we got. So 6 billion options are about to expire. How great is that? Really, it's not about the expiration. It's about that there's a lot of longs that are still in play, and the shorts are diminishing. So what is going on? Well, let's just drop down here. Today is March 26th, and the crypto ecosystem is about to witness one of the largest options expirations to date, as more than 100,000 Bitcoin options will expire. Today, happening right now, the largest ever, right? According to 𝗙𝗥𝗘-𝗜𝗡𝗜 15 billion in open interest across exchanges offering Bitcoin options, 15 billion. And Deribit captures more than 12 billion of that in open interest. And as you can see, Glassnode detailed that there are a number of traders betting Bitcoin will be $80,000 on the April 3rd, 2020 expiration. And as it goes into some more detail down here, but kind of boring. So really all this means is this. As all these options expire, and you have a lot of people going, you know what? I think that it's going to go short, or I think it's going to go long. Well, if we take a look over here at DataMesh, which really has a lot to do with BitMEX, you can see that the shorts, you've got just 1,000 of those, and then longs around 24,000. So everybody seems to agree that Bitcoin is probably going to go up in price. But here's the thing about that, and I'll just warn you right now. Don't get into a project just because of what everybody else is doing. It's just one of those things where, like, and even Warren Buffett talks about this. He says when everybody's going in one certain direction, it's actually sometimes a good idea to kind of go the opposite. I don't know what's going to happen. I personally believe that Bitcoin will hit 150,000 this year before December 31st. I've always talked about that. I made this prediction even last year on the channel, and I still think it's in play. I don't know if it's going to hit 80,000 by April. I hate giving these really short time frames because I know crypto and digital assets are going to be great. I just don't know the exact time frame. And I mean, the best I can do is just tell you, like, this year, I think it's going to be this, and I could be off massively. You know, Bitcoin could be up to 220,000, like Max Kaiser, or if you believe some other people, it's going to go to 300,000, or maybe 500,000. I think it's ridiculous, but whatever. Pretty reserves at 150,000. I think that's where we can go. Now, to say that it's going to go to 80,000 by April, that's a lot of money to dump in, as we're already seeing that Bitcoin, I mean, the total market cap is around 1.7 trillion. I think Bitcoin's around 950 billion, or maybe a trillion of that. So to get up to 80,000 for where we are right here, that's a lot of money to be dumped in. Now, could it happen? Sure. But I wouldn't go all in. That's all I'm saying. Dollar cost average, I'm still going to do that. Anyhow, that's what's going on in that piece. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's move on to our second story of the day. So this one. So 𝗙𝗥𝗘-𝗜𝗡𝗜. 𝗙𝗥𝗘-𝗜𝗡𝗜, he was a internet pioneer, made a lot of different, I think it was on FileShare or Share Something, where he was like one of those gurus when the internet really started to really come into light, and it was a file sharing platform. He's been around forever. And he's been a big proponent of cryptocurrency, but not so much crypto, but more recently, Bitcoin Cash. He's been talking about Bitcoin Cash for quite some time. And he has a thesis, and it makes a lot of sense. And he says, look, people don't want to pay a ton of money for transactions that are super high and are super slow. So if you look at Bitcoin, that checks off those marks. Also, if you look at Ethereum, that's the same type of thing. I know people talk about, well, second layer solutions. We'll get to that. So this is just an interesting piece, I thought. I just bring it to your attention. So he explains how fees in the Bitcoin network are both unreliable and unsustainable for certain payments. He says this: try and buy a soda with Bitcoin. The median fee is $9, $8.92, and Bitcoin Cash median fee is 0.001. Pretty good. Let's be honest, right? If you want to pay for something like that, and you can pay $9 or a fraction of a penny, I think go for a fraction of a penny. And he says, this is a statistic I've never heard of. It makes sense though. Over half of all cash payments worldwide are under $10, and Bitcoin Cash is just serving the mass market. And I totally agree with them. In 2017, Bitcoin fees jumped over $50 per transaction. I don't know if you were around that time, but everybody was really getting into Bitcoin, really getting into cryptocurrency. I mean, really getting into it. That's when I got in. And those transaction fees were crazy, and the wait time was like exorbitant. So I will not say that he is not wrong here. He's exactly right. It was crazy. And that was in 2017. Now imagine all the different things we have now. People trying to use Bitcoin to buy stuff. Oof. And then Elon Musk just said, it's a fair point. And you got to tip your hat and go, yeah, that's right. I mean, even Elon Musk is like, he knows a lot. I mean, he knows a pretty good amount about what's going on with Bitcoin. Even he's like, you know what? It makes a lot of sense. And then people, of course, you sitting there, maybe you love Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin, but I don't think it's used for payments. And people will start to talk about, well, the Lightning Network. Like every time I hear something about like Bitcoin being used for payments, it's always Lightning Network. Well, you got to wait, Lightning Network, and then there's Lightning Network, and sure, but no one's really using this for payments. No one is. So just states, the guy states again, custodial solutions like Lightning are not changing our broken system. And he says transaction fees, speed, and security matters most. That's why I prefer Bitcoin Cash. It can be both a store of value and electronic cash envisioned by Satoshi. And then finally, just say this: users must control the keys to digital money, not third parties. So let me just say this. So when people, if you're new to this space, just realize that when Bitcoin first came out in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto white paper, it was all about using it for payments, and it was used for payments because it was pretty easy because there wasn't not too many people were actually using it. Then when you start to get network congestion, and I don't think Satoshi looked at it like this is going to be a world reserve currency. He just said, you know, let's just use this for payments amongst us, and you know, we'll see how it grows. Well, when it grows too much and too fast, and you have these block size limits, then it really does play a part. And then all of a sudden, the fees become high, the speed becomes very slow, and it just becomes unusable as a payment system. That's why you hear the narrative that Bitcoin is a store of value, or gold 2.0, whatever you want to call it. So in that regard, I think that is what it is going to be, a store of value. I don't see, like gold is a store of value, right? No one is using their gold bullion or their little gold nuggets and going over to Circle K and saying, hey, give me a cup of coffee. Here's clink, and then you know they pay for it with gold. It doesn't happen. It's just a store of value. And that's what Bitcoin can be. I don't think it can be used for payments. But again, I could be totally wrong. Bitcoin Cash could be used for payments. I own some Bitcoin Cash. Again, super biased on this channel. Everything I talk about, it's because I'm biased. And so I own a little Bitcoin Cash, I own a little bit of Bitcoin, I own a little bit of this and that. So I think, sure, why can't Bitcoin just be the store of value and just say, we'll take that title? And why can't Bitcoin Cash just go, okay, we'll be used for payments and we'll take that title, or whoever wants to, you know, claim that title. I just don't see the whole big issue. So that's really it for that. I just want to bring it to your attention about these are the types of things that are going on. And I just see Bitcoin as store of value. Bitcoin Cash can be used for payments. And there's a lot of different other things that be used. Luna could be used for payments. You have XRP could be used for payments. So who's going to win that battle? I have no idea. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Let's move on to our last piece. So what the heck's going on with Voyager? Voyager was my big, not my big pick, but it was like my one with the most gains. I did a price prediction on January 7th, and I talked about how Voyager at the time, the BGX token was 29 cents, and I said I think it can go to $30. And the reason is because of utility, and I said that, you know, it's only got 200 something million for the actual tokens or coins. So I don't think that that this is too far up to go up to, $30 per token. And it was like in like, I think it was around 230 number, right? And now we're teetering between 60 and 50. Well, since that time, it went from 29 cents to $1 to 3 to 5 to 7. Then it dropped down to like 4.30. Now we're back around $5. So people are like, hey, what's up with your crappy pick? You talked about Voyager because it only went up 10x. All right. So this is just the thing. And the new loyalty program came out. This is everything that has to do with the loyalty program. And I'll get to the swap in a bit. So just so you know, loyalty program, when this kicks off, we're looking around end of April, beginning of May. This is what's going to be. Different tiers. The interest is 7% for staking. You get cash back, 1x, 2x, 3x. You got your debit card. There's also going to be a credit card, which is pretty nice. The refer a friend is going to go up. Withdrawal fee savings on different tiers, 10, 20, and 30. You got an interest booster because everything that you have on Voyager. Unfortunately, it's only in the US right now. It is coming into the EU and Canada and New York soon, hopefully, maybe Q3. And these are all things that you have. Interest booster, desktop, and then eligibility, which I got to tell you, 20,000 VGX tokens for the Voyager level, pretty high. It's a lot of money. So I think they're going to rework that part. But the big thing was this. What the heck is going on? Well, the thing is, Voyager is a publicly traded company, and Voyager is like the hotels.com of cryptocurrency apps. It's not an exchange. It actually just looks at all the different exchanges and says, which one of you 10 has the best price? Okay, we'll take that best price, and then we'll charge these people the spread from the savings we did, from what they're actually going to pay, and that's it. And that's pretty much what a hotels.com type of thing does. So that's what they do. The problem is that they were stuck in the US, and then to branch out all the different regulations and paperwork and everything else was a real pain. Steve Ehrlich, who is the CEO, he was also of Voyager, was also the CEO of E-Trade, also the CEO of Lightspeed. So he knows everything from institutions to retail and how this thing all works, and he's really meticulous in how he does things. So he says, you know what? Instead of us going through all this process, let's just buy an exchange, which is what they did, over in France called LGO. And LGO has a token, LGO token, and they're going to swap it for the Voyager token. So it's all going to be in one thing. So this swap will happen the same time the loyalty program launches, which is at the end of April, maybe around May 1st or so. So here's the conversion rates, and there is some arbitrage opportunity. If you look around, you can find it. I'm not going to get into it. Not financial advice, just for entertainment purposes only. You know the whole spiel. So like with this one, LGO token to Voyager at 6.7 to 1, just so you know. And then the first year's interest, you're going to get 7%. The circulating supply right now is 222 million. And then LGO has 33 million. And the growth pool is going to be 40, 20, and 10 over the next 8 years. Okay, great. And then we're going to go from a max supply of 222 to 316 million because of the interest. So that's great, right? Everybody's going to get paid. Everybody's happy. Loyalty program, we talked about that. And just so you know, this is the great thing. 25% token burn on all Voyager tokens used to pay for withdrawal fees. And everybody gets put into this program. You're going to get 7% if you have 1 Voyager token or 1 million Voyager tokens. So those holding less than 500 will be automatically enrolled in the basic level program. And then this is the cool part, swapping. So people have always asked me, like, when is this swap going to happen? When do I get into this? Well, just so you know, there's 3 ways to do it. If you get the Voyager app, you don't do squat. It just sits in the Voyager app and it just swaps. Great. The web swap, if you don't have the Voyager app, you got the LGO and you're in Europe, and you're stuck in Canada or New York, whatever else, you can do a web swap. They're going to have the programmers doing it. You just go there and swap them out. Or it's the same thing like on the exchanges, like on a Binance, like on a wherever that you can find the VGX or BQX, I guess it would be. They're going to swap it on various exchanges where they're offering it. Hopefully, we'll see maybe a Coinbase listing. Actually, I don't even care about Coinbase. Maybe a PayPal listing. That would be way better. And then when will it take place? End of March, early April. And then community governance, they're going to allow that as time goes on. So we're going to be able to vote on what we want to do as far as interest rates and so on and so forth. So I will just say this. I'm not a very smart man, but in all honesty, if I have all this time until this loyalty program goes live, the swap happens, the desktop app happens, the credit cards, debits that are going to come out. Oh, and they're also going to be able to allow you to swap between cryptocurrencies and stocks. If I had a month to just to mess around, maybe I'd want a dollar cost average. I don't know what you're going to do, but here's what I'm doing. Every single day, I'm buying at least, it's always between $25 and $100 worth of Voyager. Every single day I'm doing that. And I have it set up like that on the Voyager app. So don't follow what I do. Do your own research. I'm just one person. Look around and see what could potentially be a good choice for you and your family with all the research that you've done. And that is essentially the big deal. So let me know what you think in the comments section. I will just finish up with this. If you, oops, wrong one. If you have an iTrust account, which is for Roth IRAs, just know that you can now put Chainlink into your IRA via iTrust. I personally have iTrust. I've been using it for 2 years now, since last year, I guess, not 2 full years. And it allows you to max out your cryptocurrency without having to pay taxes. Speaking of taxes, just so you know, for Americans, I believe it was May 15th or May 14th, they've extended the tax deadline. So if you're having troubles with your taxes, go through CryptoTrader.tax. This is one I've been using for 2 years as well. And I want to thank both of these groups for sponsoring today's video. So iTrust and CryptoTrader.tax, which I both used heavily. I believe in both of them. And you can get 20% off for CryptoTrader.tax by using the link in the description, or right underneath that, you can win an unlimited report just by putting your first name and email. Again, link in the description. And that is it for today's video. So first of all, if you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. That always helps the channel tremendously. And also consider subscribing. A lot of things we talk about are time sensitive, like the things we just talked about with those options and maybe the 80,000 Bitcoin in April. And that's it for today. So thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.